The need for approval is completely gone. I get up happy, I go to sleep happy, I'm full of energy every day. Flow state from the minute I wake up till I go to sleep. And I was waking up sweating every night, 5 out of 7 nights of the week. And I just accepted that was part of who I was. Until I done hypnosis, removed the trauma.
Jay loans went from, when you met me, 2k a month dollars.
Yep.
To 27k USD.
It's also allowed me to scale my business to 40k in the first 7 weeks, is because of the way I'm showing up every day. I wake up with a smile and I smile till I go to sleep, and I know what it done for me, so I know how much of a blessing it is to give it to other people.
From where you started about 9 months ago, what are kind of the main things you feel that you've shifted?
So identity was the kind of first biggest thing. Leading on for that was trauma from like my childhood and money blocks, trauma, these things that were really bothering and plaguing my mind every day, which were ultimately leading to mental fatigue, me not sleeping, other things like this. So doing hypnosis to completely remove any sort of limitations, limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and also trauma from my childhood that was just leaking into every single area of my life without being consciously aware of it.
Yeah, so it's cool to speak about the kind of monetary shifts. To give you a quick insight, just Jay alone, not his offer as a combined revenue. Jay alone's went from, when he met me, 2k a month dollars.
Yep.
To this month 20k pounds.
Yep.
20k pounds is like 27 grand in dollars, right? So you've went from 2k dollars to 27k USD. That's like a fucking more than 10x revenue increase. But like Jay spoke about there, he had problems in his life that came from childhood. And with the hypnosis, it's not just let's make you more money. It's ultimately let's allow you to unlearn all the limitations that you've learned throughout your life. And again, it's put Jay in a position today where he's more than 10x his revenue in the last 9 months, which is a crazy monetary result. But what has been the biggest benefit in your life?
The money's been amazing and it's obviously changed my life, but the biggest life-changing shift for me was myself and my mental. Like, fixing the trauma from my childhood has not only allowed me to have better relationships with my family and actually reconnect and enjoy the time that I spend with them instead of being disconnected from that side of my life, it's also allowed me to scale my business to 40k in the first 7 weeks. And the reason that I've been able to do these things is because of the way I'm showing up every day. When I speak to people, when I communicate with others, when people hear me speak, it's just on another level from what I ever was.
I closed a deal this morning, made £1,000 in under 60 minutes. Now I'm walking about Glasgow. I've just been to a professionally shot content day to build my personal brand and grow my Instagram page. This month I made 40k, and somehow I don't even know how I ended up here, because I never started in this position. 18 months ago I was an engineer working in a dead-end job that I fucking hated. And when I was an engineer, I used to think that I had a great job, till I got older and I realised that it was never going to give me the life that I wanted. I was always just going to stay living paycheck to paycheck on a repetitive cycle. So I decided to do something about it. And the mad thing is that I am no different from any of you. I grew up in the same place, I came from a small town, all I done was took the action.
And the reason I'm able to do that is because I've done the inner work. I've had every single limitation and every single thing that was bothering me in my life is now gone. And it's all been things that I would have never realised or never gained the awareness of without the work that we've done. Because something that was massive in my life was a need for approval coming from childhood events. And that need for approval was ultimately keeping me in situations and circles and places in my life that really never served me, but were fulfilling a need that came from an old pattern. And those things in my life have been plaguing my mind for the last years, 4, 5, 6, even 8 years, where I know that isn't ideal, and I know that it's not how I want my life to be, but I've never been able to put a dot on the map of to why it is or where it's coming from and move on from it, because I was never able to identify the problem. So that's been a massive shift for me, is getting rid of that need for approval and transcending from that. Because now I don't feel I need anything from others.
But since we done a hypnosis in Marbella, ultimately the shift that Jay and Daniel have had together building their business, they went from zero, making zero on an offer, to making 40k this month, 40k GBP. So to think about the shift in identity that's happened for him to have that result is fucking unbelievable. To now say that he has more than 10x his revenue on his own offer, that shows the development he's had within himself, because looking for a need for approval, it was kind of keeping him stuck in someone else's offer. He was closing sales, he's making money, but for him now to be a business owner that's now changing other people's lives, I mean, how does it feel to now actually be, not just be the guy that's closing the high ticket, because that was cool to make more money for yourself, but you're now positioning other people in their life to make more money for themselves. Like, you're now the guy that's doing it.
Fulfilling that and facilitating that change in others is genuinely the best shift I've made in like my make money online or business career, because what I found from making the money is the money would hit my account, it'd be exciting for 30 seconds, I'd put my phone back in my pocket. But now I genuinely feel fulfilled every day. Like I wake up with a smile and I smile till I go to sleep because I'm hearing other guys coming to me telling me how much their life has changed. And I know what it done for me, so I know how much of a blessing it is to give it to other people. And what's funny as well is before we move on for this point, it's funny that I've actually already made a case study for Kyle. We already done a sick transformation from me going from like 2 to 15k as a closer, but that was like 9 weeks ago. And since those 9 weeks, staying in a villa in Marbella with Kyle for 3 weeks, before I went to Marbella with Kyle, I already thought I was operating at the top of my game. Like I had done the work, I had done hypnosis, I thought I was a G. But staying with Kyle for 3 weeks opened up these new paradigms of versions of me that I never even knew were possible. Me adapting and taking on his frame has allowed me to genuinely go from employee who had no intentions of leaving and no intentions of actually following my passion, which has always been there, I was going to stay, to somebody who leaves everything behind, goes all in, and goes from 0 to 40k in the first 2 months.
You're saying you thought you were at the highest level you could. You thought you became unlimited. The last testimony you gave.
When I started working with Kyle, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Within 8 weeks, I literally quadrupled my revenue. More Life has completely changed my life.
I'm fucking unlimited. Kyle Ritchie's changed my life. 4.5, quadruple my revenue. When you were given that testimonial, I don't even think you could imagine the position you're in right now. It's pretty fucking crazy.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And what I've realised is as well, every time I do get more success or to the level that I was trying to achieve, you realise that every level has a new devil. So as you go through these new levels in life, new things arise that never used to show up and never used to be a problem, but you find new problems that need to be continuously developed.
The game of life, if you're serious about really becoming unlimited and getting everything you want, you continuously need to improve. This is where, again, Daniel, Siggy, the guys that you actually are working with, Siggy, at the moment, but these guys already making 70k, 100k a month, you're at a level that you think is really good, but you don't know what you don't. When you think about then why you still tap into this, you've just done 40k with your business, and the reason why I said 20k before was because Jay works with Daniel and I'm half in it, right? But why would you continue to tap into this if you've already got to that?
What I've found is that every time I feel that I'm operating at the top of my game, and then I speak to Kyle and he makes a suggestion in my life, or he asks me to think deeper or asks me to question myself, and I take something away from a conversation with him, or he tells me that something would be a good play for me, every time that I listen to Kyle and do it, takes me to a new level. I make more money, I meet more people in the right rooms, making the right plays. So it's like, this has been my journey so far. Why would I want to slow down and stop that rapid progression? Because it's a slingshot. For so long before I was working with Kyle, and even at the very beginning when I was still doing the inner work, the slingshot's pulling back, and then one day it finally pings, and now it's gone. But I know how many levels to the game there are, and I know that when I get to 50k, there's going to be another problem there, and I want to get to 75, 100, change 1,000 lives.
100%. And this is the thing, is a lot of people don't think you need to maintain this, but what would you say to someone that thinks they're already aware, or there's no real need to put more effort in to being aware, mastering their mind?
If you are already doing really well compared to what? You Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk? Because if you're not, then what are you comparing yourself to? And is what you're comparing yourself to actually enough? So like, for me, again, me and Daniel, Kyle, like, I'm a pretty aware guy. Like 99% of my life, I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm thinking about my emotions. I'm playing every scenario in my head, not attaching to it, but being the observer. But for me, there's still days or minutes, or it doesn't really go past days, where I will feel a certain way that is not optimal, it's suboptimal, and I can't quite put my finger on it, I can't quite shake it off. So having Kyle to continuously tap into and consistently maintain and develop and identify these new patterns is so crucial for me to get to the goals that I've got in mind.
We literally all have blind spots. Even if you're at a high level of awareness, having someone else to question you externally, allow you to internally question yourself in the right way, and notice things that you can't see is fucking game changing. So when it comes to the future and what it looks like, how can you see the rest of this year panning out, for example, the next kind of 6 months?
Because it's interesting when you try and quantify that. Because when we started this business 7 weeks ago, the goal was to do 20k in the first 3 months. So if you look at how we made that goal and what's actually happened, the results are parabolic. So for me to try and put an exact figure or a clear guideline on what's actually going to happen, you never know until the future plays it. And it usually works out better than what we've even envisioned it to. But from my lens right now, I want to be doing 100k a month consistently within the next 6 months. I see myself working with Kyle on a joint offer, me and Daniel, coaching large sales teams, working with business owners to unlock their mind and improve the performance of their or closers. So I see us doing a few joint packages there. 100k months are pretty normal. I'd be surprised if that wasn't surpassed. But that's just from my current lens. You never know what's going to happen.
And again, look at how quickly things have happened for you though, because that would then be, what, 18 months? You went from 2k in a month to 100k in a fucking month. I appreciate you so much for tapping into this, because most people get to a point where they're happy to stay there. Like, they get good progress, you 4x revenue. Like, to a lot of people, they'd be like, fucking, I'll take 10k a month. But the fact that you've consistently looked to improve, looked to expand, it's positioned you now to be doing 40 bags this month, bro. So really good fucking shit.
And what I think as well is, like, why do I keep tapping in, and what would I say to others? If I really think about it, why wouldn't I tap in? It would probably be from a place of being too comfortable in my life, having like an ego, like trying to keep me in that position. So if it's consciously, if I'm making 40k in my business, I really don't need to make any more money. And for me, this is a comfortable place to be. I'm not too overworked. There's not massive risks being took in my life. So it's comfortably I could stay here. And my ego would want me to stay safe and stay here and have a good life, help my mum out, help my brother out, and do that. But I know that my mission and my purpose and the possibilities for me to achieve in my life are so much greater. So it's, if I know that's out there, even though it could be scary, it could be risky, who would I be if I don't try and fulfill my true purpose and the capabilities I've got?
Literally, and it's amazing. And I just spent the last couple of weeks going to the Bahamas, Miami, LA, to London. In Bahamas, I was with Marcel Klein doing a behavioral profiling course. In LA, I was learning his secret sauce with hypnosis, right? I want to just get your honest lens of perspective on hypnosis, what we've done with hypnosis, what your view on it is, because I think there's a lot of people, maybe not the kind of higher level people, that know what hypnosis is, because any wealthy person, they have a fucking hypnotist on hand. Like, they actually, this is something I've heard, is all wealthy people have a hypnotist just fucking one call away, right? So if you're a smart guy, you're going to get me on call straight away, right? But what's your honest lens on hypnosis? Because I think it's a very mystical thing to most people.
When I first done hypnosis with Kyle and I first found out about this, I genuinely couldn't believe, and I still can't believe, that more people don't know about this.
Where change happens. As the elevator starts to rise, you can feel the elevator rising up to floor 10. You know, on floor 10, change is going to happen. It'll be permanent. Notice you're getting closer to floor 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I don't understand how it's not a practiced thing that the NHS do in every single clinic. I don't understand why humans don't have full access to this. The work that hypnosis can do within 20 minutes, 30-minute session to remove years of childhood trauma, years of PTSD, even illness and chronic pain from people's life. The ability that hypnosis has in so many different angles is exceptionally powerful compared to most medicine, most therapies, most consultants out there. So what I would say to that is, if you are in any way skeptical that this is even real, simply do a slight bit of research and it'll blow your mind.
Or just listen to Jay. It's like, you're not talking shit that you went from 2k a month USD to 40k GP. Right, so for like 8 years since Jay was 15, to give you the power of hypnosis and how quickly change can happen, he had trauma shit that happened in his life. Don't need to see the details, but since that point, he actually couldn't remember, reflecting back, a night where he didn't have nightmares. Someone was dying, some fucking mad shit happened in your fucking nightmares that you're telling me about. And I actually thought he was kidding on. He was like, I had violent nightmares for as long as I can remember. We genuinely had a little conversation, done a 10-minute hypnosis, and since then, have you had nightmares?
Nah, it doesn't exist. I actually sleep like a baby, and like I just thought that was normal. I just thought I was a guy that had shit sleep, right? And it's something that I experienced for as young as I can remember. Like, I mean, like a proper little boy, having these fucking horrible nightmares, horrible thoughts in my sleep of like everybody was dying, whether it was me or I was making someone die or my family. Like this, it was horrible, man. It was some gruesome stuff, to the point I could wake up for the night and feel where I just got stabbed. And I was waking up sweating every night, 5 out of 7 nights of the week. And I just accepted that was part of who I was until I done hypnosis, removed the trauma. And I mean, this was the most powerful 40-minute call I've ever had with anybody in my life. I've never done something for such a short time and it have such a powerful effect. 40 minutes, first 20 was spent having a conversation with Kyle, gaining awareness, really shining the light on what was happening. Second 20 minutes was hypnosis. Genuinely one of the most emotionally charged 20 minutes I've ever spent in my whole life. Crazy. After that, total weight off my shoulders. Took a few hours to compose myself, get back to being a legend. After that, weight off my shoulders. Every night is a beautiful night's sleep.
This is like a real result as well. This is genuinely the power in hypnotherapy, and ultimately a lot of people think hypnosis is turning people into chickens. If you look at my Instagram, Marcel did turn that guy into a chicken, 100%. You can fucking do it to people, right? But the hypnotherapy and the hypnosis that I'm using with these guys, it really is to create fucking permanent changes and to remove things that you're holding on to that are holding you back. Jay, before that conversation that we had, knew there was something fucking him, knew he had memories in his life that held him back. He knew he had things that happened that were negative, but he didn't know to what extent that thing that he was storing inside his nervous system and his subconscious mind could actually be affecting him. And looking at it through a lens of generally me just being authentic and transparent and telling you how I see this, when you store negative emotions inside of you, in some way that will be expressed. For Jay, it was nightmares. For Jay, it was, I would say, a lack of security in relationships he had, looking for approval and really seeking love from people in his life that he maybe shouldn't, but it was positioning him in a way where he was not in the best position. He was with the wrong people in his life, maybe spending time with the wrong people that wouldn't really serve him to the highest level. To then remove that, and Jake and I think, again, you speak for yourself, but your life right now, who you spend time with, the sleep that you have, any of this still existing in any way?
Nah, gone. The need for approval, the need for loving others, the need for me to spend time in social circles or with people who don't fully serve me is completely gone. Right now, I only spend time with like my brothers, my proper family that I see being in my life forever.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm alright, sir. I was on the bus, I didn't hear my phone.
No, that's alright. Are you sitting down?
No.
I've got something to tell you.
What?
Just need to sit down first.
I'm sitting down, hurry up.
Right, okay, relaxed.
Shut up, hurry up.
Do you want to know how much money we made this month on the business? Have a random guess.
Oh, 6 grand. You just made me really anxious, so tell me.
40.
Oh, that's brilliant. I thought you were going to say somebody died or somebody was pregnant, you fucking idiot. You deliberately did that.
Oh, well done, son, that's really good.
Just keep it going. Keep going the ways and go and keep following through your future plans.
Did you expect that when I started?
I just knew you were going to do well, but I just didn't think too much. And to tell you the truth, I just wait and see what happens. But I'm really, really, really proud of you. It's absolutely amazing.
Speak to you soon, have a good day.
Okay, I love you.
Right, love you. In the next video, I'm breaking down exactly how I did it because this should be everyone's reality.
With only positive effects, so zero negativity in my life. My sleep is good, I eat well, I get up happy, I go to sleep happy, I'm full of energy every day. Flow state from the minute I wake up till I go to sleep. The level of awareness and my ability to observe my thoughts allows me to never be really affected by negative emotions, silly bits of anger, frustration, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. It's all gone. I operate in a state of complete joy and abundance for the majority of my life. Maybe 1% I'll slip. Something happens, knocks me off, notice it, run a wee routine in my head, it's gone.
What I'm doing is I'm creating guys that are unfuckable. He can't be fucked by his own thoughts, his own emotions. And the thing is, it's because he's got so much conscious awareness around who he is. The inner work that we've done together, or Jay's done himself essentially. Jay coming to me is him doing the work himself. Although I facilitate a lot of the change and help him, he has to do this himself. So again, if you're watching this as someone that has resistance, even if it's just small bits of doubt, I mean, you're going to be a very easy person to make unfuckable. But if you feel that there's any real resistance in your life, the wrong relationships, again, you're struggling with aspects of your life that feel more severe than just a little bit of self-doubt, these kind of things can be removed. I mean, the trauma that Jay had, the things that he was dealing with, a little bit deeper than just a lack of self-doubt. There was deeper core programs that were running his life subconsciously. You don't even know what they are, and this is the problem. And that's what's really dangerous about these programs that are installed in the way that you are shaped by life. You start to write scripts before you even know you're writing them as a child, and those scripts then become a life sentence. The rest of your life is a life sentence that's written by your younger self. So until you do the inner work, until you become consciously aware of these programs and use something like hypnosis to rewrite them, you're going to be ran by those scripts. So you're really not going to have much control. A huge part of this that I really care about for my clients is being able to live a life that's aligned with your core values. The byproduct of that is money, it is freedom, it is fulfillment, it is love. But if Jay didn't want to achieve financial success, there would still be huge success in his life because he would align with his core values. So maybe if he didn't want to be a millionaire and do all the things that he's striving towards, maybe you couldn't say he's more than 10x his revenue. The more important thing to me is he's now living a life that he loves. He wakes up every day buzzing to be who he is, buzzing to move forward. And for me, that's the biggest change. Personally, really, that's the bit I fucking care about. The money's cool. You're going to fucking 10x your revenue if you're working with me long enough. But the cool thing is, he now loves his life to the highest fucking level. There's not one part of him that wakes up and doesn't want to move forward, doesn't want to fucking expand. And that for me is, that's the thing I give a fuck about personally. There's a little voice in your head that's telling you that you should do something about the resistance that you're feeling. And if after a testimonial like this, if you made it to this part of the video and you're still kind of like, I don't, like, stop being silly. There's a voice in your head that's telling you that you could do more. There's a bit of resistance. Maybe there's doubt. Maybe there's fear. Maybe there's this incongruency with how you see yourself consciously and then how your body reacts. There's something in you subconsciously that needs to be realigned with what you consciously desire. You want to be successful, you don't want to procrastinate. You want to be around the right people, you want to be around people that are bad for you, but there's something that you can't see, something you're not aware of, that's creating this in your life. Until you bring this into conscious awareness and change it, nothing's going to really change in your life. You're going to be fighting this uphill battle and this invisible resistance that you can't see. So if there is that part of you, which you know right now by listening to my voice speaking, that is in you, click the link below, and the best thing you can do for yourself is have a conversation with me one-to-one to understand more about what this resistance is. And if you really want to change it, you work with me one-to-one to remove it. I appreciate you so much, bro. You're a fucking legend. More life, baby. And this is like, Jay's one of my fucking guys on the team as well. So you're going to see us, the big events we're putting on, Jay's going to be there. The fucking madness we're going to be doing, Jay's going to be a part of it because he's part of the fucking team. Let's fucking go. Appreciate everyone's time and attention. And is there anything you want to say to the camera just to finish this off, Jay?
Is who you're being really enough?